converted from wide receiver previously with the Arizona Scorpions, Nick Hoagland, and the second-year man, Patrick Rutleg, along with the fullback, Brad Taylor-Wright.
Yeah, a lot of good options right there, and it's a little-known fact. Yale was a name under consideration for you.
Yale? I was going to be named after a college. Okay. Yeah, 1st and 10, Kopech under center has Brad Taylor-Wright behind him. There's the lone back. They give it to him up the middle of the dive, and it'll be a pickup of 2 yards. Tackle made by inside linebacker Nick Fargo, his 17th year in the league. He's been around forever for the Dragons. Up front, they have Canano Forson and John Gary at the defensive ends, along with Seth Harrison, number 99. Mike Wagner and Jose Fuentes are the tackles inside. 2nd and 8. Single back behind Kopech, who's going to pass this one this time. Down the field he goes, complete to Doug Spelling, number 11, and that'll be good enough for 1st down. Spelling is joined up there by Nick Twice, Michael Knight at the wide receiver position, Leon Sandcastle, and Weapon X Xavier Solomon are tight ends. Mayalanda Hopper and Perrin Ibar are the tackles, and the guards are the James brothers, Finley James and Leroy James, number 63. Finley wears number 66 for those of you keeping track at home.
The James gang.
It's going to be 1st and 10. There's under 9 minutes to go. Pitch out to Hoagland, and Hoagland will surge ahead for 5 yards. The defensive backs are Jacoby Dew, who's with us in the stats truck. Daryl Bullock is the other corner. Billy Beers, Tyler Highfield are the free safeties, and Peanut Say is the one strong safety on this roster. 4. 2nd and 5. Give to the other back through the hole, and this will be a 2-yard pickup as Rutleg at number 48 will set up a 3rd and short.
Yeah, don't look now, but Charleston's out across the 50 here on the first possession. I was going to comment earlier. It was good to get that first down. And they'll continue to roll here. They're going to get stopped, though.
And they needed 2, and they only got 1, thanks to that big man in the middle. Jose Fuentes, number 71, on the stop, and James Walters has to be pleased about that one. And they're going to keep the offense on the field. Bit of a dice roll here early. And they're going to give it to the second back through the hole. That was Montana, and he picks up the 1st down.
Well, and that's a fun little call early, a little gamble. Why not? I guess
he has the 4th most carries coming in at 79, and it's easy to see why. Just 1 rushing touchdown in the air. Played wide receiver, moved the tailback this year. Kopech down the middle. Oh, it's incomplete. Looking for Michael Knight, and the Knight Rider, well, he crashed into a defensive back, and the ball hit the turf. 2nd down.
Knight Rider. I did not expect, I should have expected a Knight Rider reference. I guess based on their roster build.
This is going to be Solomon in motion. He's going to be using him as a wide receiver. Spelling to the bottom of your screen onto the I formation. Kopech throws. It's tipped away. Incomplete. And it was too far in front of just about everybody. Pass knocked away by Billy Beers, number 21. It's 3rd and 10 with 7:23 to go in the 1st.
Well, they've already been in 4-down territory since they crossed the 50, Colin. See what happens here.
Here's Spelling in motion to the bottom of the screen. The team's leading wide receiver Kopech back to throw. Kopech off his back. Oh, he somehow managed to complete it to Michael Knight, and the Knight Rider has himself a 1st down all the way inside the 15. Well, I don't know how he did it, Rick, but he did it.
He did. He spied him coming open, and a little bit of a no-no back across, but he just drops that in there. Look at that. Drops it in the bucket. Great play.
Great play indeed.
Great vision by the QB on that one, Colin. No doubt, eh?
Michael Knight is a really tall wide receiver. 6'4", 220 pounds. So that was just a 50-50 ball, and he said, Michael, go get it. And he did. And Ball is all the way down past the 15. Kopech back to throw against a blitz. Throws. It's down inside the goal line to about the 2.
We got ourselves a 1st and goal, Colin.
It's Doug Spelling again on the reception. Second grab of the drive. That was a gain of 26 by Knight on the previous reception. This one, a beauty.
Now the Rick Meter staff is taking note of this opening drive, and they've got their Bank Michigan issued slide rulers and Bank Michigan pocket protectors, and they're going to help keep everybody up to speed on who's going to win this thing. Here's a handoff
up the middle, and Montana was stuffed in the backfield. It'll be 2nd and goal. There's that man again, number 52, Nick Fargo.
that man.
29 tackles coming in, 10 of them for TFLs. It's 5th best in the league.
Yeah, Fargo, you would call his name a lot when we do DC games, eh?
2 tight ends. They get to the fullback first man to the hole, and Brett to the right. Stopped at the line of scrimmage for a short loss, they'll call it. And it's 3rd and goal.
Continuing to try and mine that interior line with these running plays, Colin, but BC's up to the challenge. Maybe we'll get a little surprise outside here. Nope.
No, they go inside again, but they find the outside. Patrick Rudlick has a touchdown, and this is a young man who didn't record a single statistic coming into this game. He got 1 carry earlier in the drive, and this time he breaks the plane.
He breaks the plane, and he sort of instinctively says, the middle's been jammed up. I'm just going to go outside, even though the coaching staff didn't call for a sweep or an attack on the outside. He gets it. He goes there and gets in.
Leon Sandcastle, the second tight end, lined up at fullback there, threw a good initial lead block. Cameron Duty on for the extra point, and it splits the sticks.
Duty does his duty.
13 plays, 73 yards, 4 minutes and 32 seconds taken off the clock, as the Predators jump out in front here, 7-0. The road team has won the last 3 matchups between these 2 teams, Rex. So.
Yeah, turns out giving up that 4th down out near midfield was a key play in that drive.
There's Kirby gets knocked down on the return, and we'll see Sebastian Synergy, Kevin Stay, and the rest of this DC offense, Rick. We know they can be a high-powered outfit. They had a good back-and-forth game with Queen City last week.
They seem to know when they need a score. They seem to be able to do that. So interesting here on this first possession of the game at the 5:23 mark in the first period.
Only 3 passing touchdowns on the season for Sebastian Synergy, but he's completing 59% of his passes, 6th best in the league. We'll start out in an empty spot. He's back to throw, moving around, fires down the field, complete. But a first down, that is to Connor Weston, one of the wide receivers, number 83. He's joined out there by Mason Kirby. We already mentioned him. Ronnie Shanahan. Tight ends are Lauren Furcoco, James Walters, and Jay Hayes. Running backs are Kevin Say, Sam Harrison, and the fullback is Chuck Steller. The linemen up front are tackles Al Friedman, and Michael Furcoco is the center, number 66. Another empty set for the Dragons. Synergy back to throw down the middle of the field. Furcoco trying to go for the one-handed grab, but she is hit, and the ball is jarred loose, and it's turf 2nd and 10.
Yeah, no, the quarterback didn't deliver that in exactly the right spot. Still, it almost comes down with a circus catch there, Colin. That one's more on Synergy than Coco.
We'll get to the Charleston defense after this 2nd down play, which sees Prococo in motion across formation. She's split out wide. They do this with her often. He now trips to the top side. Synergy will run away from the trips. Now it takes off and runs before he's dragged down by number 29, Leo Morris, the corner.
The interesting concept there is, as you said, they optioned out to the top and had 3 wideouts, and looked like it was a designed sprint out away from that, and just nothing doing.
Just saw nothing open down the field. They go from the shotgun this time, and he tried to fit it in the middle. But Matt Ryan, the free safety, number 27, had other ideas. Pass intended for Connor Weston, and the Dragons will be forced to punt. So a couple defensive backs introduce themselves. They're led by Jacob Clear. He's 10th season in the league, 7th with Charleston. Brandon Ewing is the other player. As we get a punt away. And the Predators will get stuck deep inside the 15 at the 11-yard line. Tyler Highfield down there on special teams with a crunching tackle on number 12, Nick Twice.
Yeah, no real good options. Obviously, not thrilled about fair catching it at the 11, but the coverage was really strong. Took a shot, took a chance anyway. Got planted.
So 73 yards and a score for the Predators on their first drive. As they punched it in the end zone, they'll start off with a run to Montana. He gets some good blocks to the outside, puts out a stiff arm, and he will get dropped after a gain of 8 yards on the play.
Yeah, and that's interesting. You know, when they're not down on the goal line, Charleston's not afraid to run outside the tackles.
They have Brad Taylor right in front of Patrick Rutledge. Rutledge gets the ball. First, no, they said it'll be 3rd and inches. A bit of
We'll see if we get
cooking suspect.
Yeah, we'll see if we get a flag here, Colin, because that looked off. It looked like he actually made it to me.
Oh, they're not going to challenge it. Chris Britton, third, credited with the tackle there. You can practically sneeze the ball across the line of scrimmage and get a first down.
The ball is placed on the line of game.
And they go fullback dive up the middle with Brad Taylor right, and he easily has the first down for the Predators.
Well, Charleston's showing a lot of confidence there. Not bothering to challenge, feeling, again, they probably had 2 plays to try and pick up that millimeter.
They had 2 ginormous tackles in the middle. Jose Fuentes is 6'5", 300 pounds. Mike Wagner, 6'1", 350. Oh, ball on the ground! And the Dragons fell on it. And Peanut Stay recovers the ball for the Dragons. And just like that, they'll have the ball on premium opposition territories. Brett Taylor Wright just flat out fumbled the ball.
Yeah, just maybe a mental lapse there. And a good defensive play, sticking their mid in there.
Billy Beers was the one who forced the initial contact. And let's see if Synergy can take advantage. We'll start from the empty on 1st and 10. And quick drop over the middle. Nice completion, no saves for 9.5. As Kirby is right on the stick, Rick.
Yeah. Well, and the other thing is Synergy's got a field goal in his back pocket, so no need to be a hero here. They would obviously like to put it in the end zone, but don't do anything silly.
They're going to pass again. Synergy on this bootleg run. He fumbles the ball, and Charleston picks it up. And the hit was right on the ball, and the defense recovers it. Khalil Thomas and company happy. The fans cannot believe it as a bootleg, Rick. It appeared to work, but Thomas just punched it out.
But he didn't even have to punch it out. He's carrying that thing around like a loaf of bread or something. That was getting it out of the cupboard. Oh my gosh, there was no ball security there. And just as I mentioned, don't do anything stupid. Instead of using their professional running weapons, they bootleg the QB out. Well, so Charleston starts now on the 10.
Kopech is going to fire this out. He's got Doug Spelling wide open, and he steps out of bounds after a gain of about 10. Nobody was on him that time.
Right, and I don't know if the in the AI build of QB's slide, but clearly he's just don't take a hit.
Slide. I mean, he slid, but the linebacker just happened to hit right on the ball where he was carrying it.
Yeah, he was.
See the numbers for Spelling there. 3 catches.
You're such an optimist. You're such a good guy, Colin. He was running with the ball. He didn't recognize he was about to get clocked.
Drew Stevens at the bottom for Kopech. 6'4", 205 pounds. Kopech listed. Knight on the reception again. This is the guy who had only 34 grabs through the first 4 games of the year. All's in another one, Rick.
Yeah, great protection for Charleston, the O-line's getting it done. DC had a lot of people right within a yard of the line of scrimmage, and Charleston's protection holds, and he makes him pay.
Makes him pay indeed. It'll be Kopeck to pass again. Oh, at a wide open Solomon, but the pass was a little too high, and Solomon unable to haul it in. It'll be 2nd and 10. For Kopeck and company.
Well, welcome everybody into the chat too. It's great to see our friends there. Guy the Glide Clausen, among others.
Kopeck now 5 of 8 for 83 yards. He's back to throw again against a blitz. Oh, dipped in the air, incomplete. There were 2 black-shirted defenders around the ball, and wouldn't you know it, Billy Beers, the man who forced the fumble on the previous Charleston possession with the deflection there.
Yeah, just I think solid defensive play there, and that ball needed to be delivered maybe a moment earlier, a half beat earlier than it was, and thrown pretty deep there. Let's see, here's a rollout.
Sprint out, they protect it well. Spelling catches on the backside post, first down.
This Charleston team seems to be playing with a bit of confidence here, Colin. They have a couple of incompletes, and doesn't matter. You go right back to the well, make a completion, get a first down. They just keep doing the same thing. What do you think about their O right now?
They definitely had the mojo, especially when it comes to the throw. Go.
Pump.
It'll be 1st and 10. Kopeck back to throw again. Oh, he has to scramble up the middle. There's nobody there. And this time, he makes sure he secures the ball before he picks up 7 on the scramble.
Yeah, and he kind of got whirled around there, square dance style. Still held on to the ball.
The middle just wide open. The run for Montana. He broke a tackle in the backfield. He's away to the 30. Past the 25 to about the 20, and they'll mark him down there. Yale Montana busting out a big run.
Yeah, and another bump outside, right? They had 2 lead blockers, and he followed them into the line, and there was nothing there. And he just kind of keeps motoring to the outside, and down the field he goes.
He's up to 38 yards on 5 carries. That was a long run of 25 yards. As it'll go down in the stat sheet for Mr. Montana. This will be the last play of the quarter. Right in the middle, tipped in, incomplete. Oh,
dangerous, Colin.
Tyler Highfield, Mr. Special Teams with the deflection that time. And oh boy, Rick. Even with the deflection, there was still a receiver who could have possibly caught the ball.
Special teams. Yeah, that was when that got tipped. I thought, it's going the other way, but it hit the turf.
Kopeck back to pass again. Hit as he throws, and it's incomplete. Heavy blitz from the outside, and just like that, we are at the end of quarter number 1, and it is 7-0 Charleston in front. Colin Northrup, Rick Northrup here in the broadcast booth with you. Our statisticians Jacoby Dew and Jacob Clear. Camera Ryan, executive producer, Commissioner Dude. Back at league headquarters, all the way down in the swamps of Louisiana. This is going to be on a Kopeck sprint out, throwback side. Oh, and a map, but it was beautifully defended by Jacoby Dew, our statistician, making a play on the field.
That's
only
right.
In the SFL where you can see that.
You can see that. To my view, he arrived a little bit too soon, but there was no PI flag on that. We've had a clean game so far, speaking of penalties.
Cameron Duty on for a 38-yard field goal attempt. He won his team the first 2 games in overtime. to start the year, and he adds 3 more to the total to make it 10-0. 11-play drive, and this time it ends in 3 rather than 7. DC has to consider that a Pyrrhic victory. Oh, there's your vocabulary word.
Yep.
Didn't expect it from the broadcaster now, did you?
No. Did you mean Pyrrhic victory?
Pyrrhic victory.
Yes, that's right.
He said Pyrrhic, like the pie tray. Whoops, that's not what I meant to say. Turn anyway by Kirby up the middle. Nice spin move trying to find room, and he will get knocked down at the 25-yard line where the Dragons will begin possession.
Speaking of pie, Colin, do you know that a piece of pie in the British Virgin Islands costs $4.50, and a piece of pie in Puerto Rico costs $7? These are the pie rates of the Caribbean.
Oh, good one. Very good. And it'll be 1st and 10. DC, they fumbled the ball away last time. Synergy on a rollout. Had the ball punched out by Khalil Thomas is Lauren for Coca Halls in her first reception. That's good enough for a 1st down. Always a sound strategy to get the ball to the tight end.
Yes. Yes, as a huge fan of tight ends who may or may not have one in the UFL, it's all about the tight end.
As Mike Dyke say, hashtag throw it to the tight end.
Exactly.
We have a empty backfield set. DC runs this a lot. Charleston will come with the standard 4-man rush. Guy breaks through. Synergy takes off again. He fumbled the ball again. But this time, I think the Dragons fell on it. It'll go down as a 6-yard gain, so the adventures of Shabazz continue.
Oh my goodness! It goes right to the recovery person. I didn't see the number on their jersey, but
number 45, Tika Clay, the outside linebacker.
Thank you very much.
Was the man who forced the fumble. Khalil Thomas was the guy who forced the other fumble. Ben Bowman was the other outside. Even he got to the defensive line. Is what a one-handed catch by Mason Kirby. Now he's just showing off.
There's that circus catch we were looking for. Yeah, and you're talking about they run empty set a lot, Colin. That's probably actually their base offense, if you think about it. They run it so much.
Defensive ends are Baron Went and Dan Dash. John Lawley, who returns to the league after last playing in season 21, is one of the tackles. Anthony Ellison is the other. Pat Redding is the other. Defensive tackle number 92 is Khalil Thomas. Almost had an interception for himself.
Come on, big 58. You got to catch that. He knows it. Still going to slap hands, but that was a pick right there.
We have a 2nd and 10. Again, you see these sort of wide, but at the same time condensed splits as you see a guy in the slot. They'll motion Kirby across formation. Nickel defense for the Predators, 4-2-5. Synergy will throw. Catch is made by Percoco down.
Percoco just
to the 25.
Percoco just recognizes the zone and finds that soft spot or the empty spot and runs to it. Nice pitch and catch there. Good coordination by the QB and receiver. I remind everybody, Denver, the service dog, is with us. Made the trip to DC with us tonight. So far, it's being a good boy.
Didn't cause any problems. And past building security again. This time it's Connor West and everybody grabbing the balls with one hand like the Spider-Man or something.
Two great one-hand catches from the receiving core there of the Dragons, Colin.
It'll be 1st and goal. And for the first time in a while, we'll see a running back there with Synergy. He's no longer all by his lonesome, still under the center. They're going to pass the ball. Out of the backfield, Kevin Say catches it. Touchdown.
Yeah.
He got one by air, not by land, and the Dragons are on the ball.
He wasn't in there for protection. He was in there to catch the ball.
Just a little almost Texas angle route out of the backfield, Rick, and nobody picked him up.
Yeah, it just happened too quick, and he splits the defenders there. Dives into the end zone. Well, DC is back. At least gets that first score, that first touchdown drive that they gave up back.
Van Cleef knocked it through, so 7 plays, almost 2.5 minutes taken off the clock. And the Moose, Kevin Zay, finds the end zone as the Dragons cut it to a field goal game.
The Rick meter was ready to go advantage Charleston, depending on if they could have stopped them or kept them from scoring. But Rick meter staff's impressed with DC waking up the offense here.
And DC hasn't run the ball outside of the one bootleg play. So Zay scored on technically his first touch of the ball game via the air, according to one of those guys keeping tracks for us, Jacob Clear. Thank you for that little nugget.
Jacob Clear enduring the cold Australian winter. Thank you for being on a Sunday morning.
Kopech throws. Oh, almost a spectacular catch by Doug Spelling, but an even better hit went on by the defender there, Rick, and it'll be second down.
Now that should have been a catch. Great play by the defense to separate the ball from the receiver.
Will be a 2nd and 10. 7:21 to go in the first half. 10-7 the score. The DC Dragons down by 3. They're undefeated at home. And Kopech, he set up the screen, but he forgot to throw the ball. And the rushers all came into his kitchen. And Nick Fargo ultimately sacked him for a loss of 7.
Yeah, a little bit of a foobar on that play. Somebody missed an assignment or maybe ran the wrong route. But bang, bingo, bango, down he goes.
We're going to say it's a loss of 7. Pushes him back to 3rd and 17.
That's a great spot for the DC defense. They can force a punt here. They're going to end up with great field position. Just one more play to get that done.
And Kopech will run, and he will get stopped well short of the sticks. It'll be 4th and 13 as a result of his little scramble up the middle. Nice tackle made out there by the Dragons defender, number 34. 5 in your program. And the punt is away. Will be fielded and returned up to the 48-yard line as the Dragons will start in pretty good field position.
Yes.
It's been a minute, and we hope you haven't forgotten. It's super simple to smash that like button and help the channel out. You just crossed the 8,500 subscriber mark. If you haven't already done so, you'll never miss a live stream or highlight our podcast. Thank you for your support of Virtual Football Network. Make sure you're subscribed.
Indeed.
Is what I was supposed to say, but I missed it until the very end.
What I was supposed to say.
1st and 10 from the 48.
I'll just add that to the list of things you are supposed to do that you don't.
Energy down the middle. Oh! Connor Weston held onto the ball, and I don't know how Synergy squeezed that football in there.
There we go. Get a good look from there. Oh, that's actually a bigger throwing lane than what it looked like from the sideline, Colin.
John Stamengo was the defender with the tackle. He's the strong safety. Sam Blattner and Matt Ryan are the free safeties, along with Grant Hardaway, transplant from the Atlanta Swarm, as is Barron Wentz. Run up the middle, and the Moose. Kevin Say picks up 5 yards as Sam Blattner brings him down to the ground. Tika Clay comes over from Nashville, so those are the notable free agent pickups on defense for Charles.
DC with a good starting field position, trying to get in a position to take the lead.
Nice throw down the middle. Phil Weston hauls it in, number 83. He's excited. And there'll be another first down as the chains move once again.
Suddenly, Charleston defense doesn't have a lot of solutions. for the DC offense right now, Colin.
Synergy has completed 9 throws for 130 plus yards and found the end zone 1 time already. For his 4th touchdown of the year. Oh,
3
another
circus.
one-handed catch down at Lauren Bercoco, and that's why she's such a beast.
3.
Especially in this area.
3 shall be the number of circus catches.
Ooh.
Thou shalt not stop at
This
2.
was the prettiest one of them all because she was kind of lean and forward.
Yeah.
And it took 2 guys to bring her down.
And tucking that ball away to protect it. Put herself into a little bit of a spin. Still hangs on to it. Doesn't get dizzy. Hangs on to the ball.
It'll be 1st and goal from the 3, and they're lined up in the empty against a 5-man front. Uh-oh. That means somebody's going to break through. They don't, but Weston finds the end zone. Touchdown, DC. And just like that, they have the lead for the first time this evening.
Well, they like to say, don't look now, but here come your DC Dragons.
And Synergy, simple 3-yard touchdown pass right over the top of the defense.
And Denver, the service dog, is excited about that one.
Will be extra point to put them up by 4.
The extra point is good.
It's good. There's a 5-play drive. Covered 50 plus yards, and the vast Synergy punched it in via 3-yard touchdown pass. Kickoff is away. And returned up the middle of the field. And spun down at the 29 is where they'll mark it.
I thought maybe he had some room or was going to see a crease there, just the way he was heading up to the line here, looking one way, another, a little shifty move. The coverage was good.
That was 5 plays, 52 yards. Almost 2 minutes taken off the clock that drive.
Ideally, Charleston's going to go down and chew up most of these 4 minutes and put some points on the board. Let's see if they can execute against that.
Goes down unofficially as a 1-yard touchdown pass. Kopeck in as he throws incomplete.
Hit the defender in the back.
We got a flag down. Oh, they're still going to call defensive pass interference on Nick Fargo, the veteran linebacker. Got a little too frisky back there with his man. Yep.
Oh, yeah, kind of tackling a receiver. That's a no-no.
Straight up tackling Leon Sandcastle is a no-no. So the Predators will take the penalty, thank you very much. They're wearing the red jerseys and red pants today.
White jerseys.
Or red helmets, white jerseys and red pants. That's what I meant to say.
That's what I meant to say.
Thank you very much. Go back to throw. Down the middle, complete to Michael Knight for about 9.5 as he's tackled just before the chains move.
Well, both teams on offense here, last couple of possessions, throwing some haymakers at each other. As Charleston's now moving close to midfield.
Montana picks up the first down. Gain of a couple there. You see the Predators have the total yards advantage, 177 to 163. As we are now under 4 to go in the first half. Predators throw complete to Michael Knight. This time they give him the first down, no problem.
Too easy, runs his route, turns. It's right there. Little jump catch. I get another look at it here. This is great. Here it is. I got it. Yep. Perfect timing, Colin.
And it's right deep enough. And I'll tell you what, Michael Knight has been impressive. 4 catches on 5 targets for 60 yards. The only other guy with a catch is Doug Spelling as this pass is tipped away. by Billy Beers, incomplete.
Yes, some of these other guys got to focus on getting open. Besides Knight.
Xavier Solomon, 2 targets without a catch. Leon Sandcastle's been targeted once, and Portnick twice. He's the primary returner for this team. He hasn't even been targeted one time. Come on.
Oh, no. Not popular. Not popular tonight. Freezing him out, Colin. He did something in practice this week. They're just not throwing to him.
Spelling motions. Cross. They're going to dump this off to Montana. He does this so well. As
come on.
Oh,
that's a first
9.5.
down. That's a first down.
That's got to be a little home cooking on the DC side. And Yayo, he's accumulated a buku amount of statistics. There's a fun word to say, buku.
Buku, wow, yeah.
And it's 3rd and less than 1.
Pirik and buku. Where's my vocabulary tonight? I ain't got one entry.
We're going to be 3rd and 1. Give to Oakland. He got the first down. He had to go around the blockade in the middle. But he got the first down.
The blockade. The federal blockade of the South is broken. Oh man.
Historical jokes. We have all here, folks. It's Kopech. I don't know how he fit it into the spelling, but he did, as Daryl Bullock was right in Spelling's hip pocket, but yet somehow Doug ended up with the ball. No, that was Highfield, actually.
That's crazy how that got through there.
Highfield was in his back pocket.
In his kitchen, yeah. I was not planning on making any Civil War jokes, but we got one.
We've reached the 2-minute warning. 14-10 to score. EC has the lead, but Charleston is on the move, and James Walters is like me. He cannot believe that Tyler Highfield did not intercept that last pass.
Oh my, yeah.
And even Grant Haraway, one of the safeties for Charleston, he couldn't believe it either. He said he sent himself in the chat. He thought, as we get a pitch out to Montana, Montana will get stopped near the line of scrimmage.
Can't break across the state line there.
Seth Harrison on the assisted tackle there. There's Kopech back to throw. Fires complete. Oh, nice grab.
Boy, Kopech's not afraid to throw into trouble, is he, Colin?
He is not, and that pass is complete to Xavier Solomon, so tight ends are finally getting involved. And this is a big reason why the Predators have been competitive in this ballgame. They're 5 of 8 on 3rd down. DC's 0 for 1. They give off to and he scores! Touchdown! Charleston, they breaks the plane and they takes the lead.
Oh, made it look easy there on that last play, Colin. Don't say it was uncontested, but that worked to perfection.
Just running. Nobody touched him. And the former Los Angeles Lycan already had 1 rushing touchdown on the ball game on the day. Has his second in just 4 total totes of the ball. And
wow.
That's a pretty efficient day,
yeah,
man.
2 for 4, yeah. Well, I guess hand him the ball 4 more times. Get 2 more touchdowns.
That was the 10-play drive, and the Predators, they take a 3-point lead with 1:12 to go, and this result surely is raising some eyebrows around the league, Rick.
I don't know if you had any Jack's data on this one, Colin.
Let's see what I can find as the return up the middle of the field. Kirby broke one time. Oh, and Cameron Duty down there on special teams. The kick and a big tackle on the receiver. They're gonna razz him in the film room about that one.
Yeah, the kicker lays the lumber on number 13.
Kirby there. Watch here. Broke a tackle and then boom, there's Cameron Duty right there.
And actually Duty got held. They missed that with the flag operation, missed that, but he still breaks free to make the tackle.
Over under 34.5 according to the boys over at Jack's Data. BC 6.5-point favorites. at home, but they are currently down by a field goal. They had the ball with about 65 seconds left, and that's a good start to the proceedings as they go down the middle. Timeout called.
Well, we're already at 31 points. We're not even at halftime, so I'm going to guess the over's going to hit on this one. And DC, what's a 6-point favorite?
6.5.
6.5. 6.5, yeah. They got their work cut out for them. They got their hands full so far with this Charleston team.
Indeed, they do. The other game going on opposite us is Arizona-Houston. Houston favored by 2.5.
Uh-oh.
Kirby's away. 20, 10, 5 in DC. They launched a big missile down the field, and Kirby does the rest. Touchdown, Dragons.
Wow, he's the return man, and he returns to the end zone.
Just a little innocent inside post. 2 defenders dive and miss, Rick, and that's all she wrote.
Yeah,
Mango cannot catch it.
The spacing with those 2 defenders, and they do a little Three Stooges routine and kind of interfere with each other, it looked like. And gets a free release to the end zone. Well, we've officially hit the over, as predicted by me. Thank you very much.
That's going to be a 56-yard touchdown pass in the ledges. And that drive took 20 seconds, and just like that, DC has the lead.
Well,
oh my goodness.
Let's see what Charleston can do here. You know, the emotion side of the game and the momentum side of the game, Colin, that touchdown there by DC may have been more impactful than what we may realize right now. That's the kind of thing where Charleston works so hard, goes down and takes the lead, and then, you know, immediately gives the lead up again. That can be very deflating on a squad.
Speaking of being disappointing, I think the Rick Meter staff, they have a little whiplash.
I know. We're going to go one way, going to go another way. They're still at neutral, in case anybody's wondering. And I don't think that's an unfair rating by the Rick Meter team at this point. Rick Meter, of course, running on clean diesel, lots of neon, runs an open house before the game for all the fans to come and tour it.
Mike Wagner on the TFL there on Montana. And I think the Predators, remember, they received the ball to start the game, so
yeah,
they don't seem to be in a too much of a hurry.
They should be, because DC's going to get the ball back. And the way DC's offense is sparked up in the second quarter, Colin, that's a problem.
Throw down the middle, tipped and incomplete. Billy Beers, number 21, tipped that away, and just like that, it's 3rd and 11.
Billy Beers. Billy Beer. Did we make that joke a couple of DC games ago?
Yeah, you made that joke last week. Yeah, I made that joke last week, and I seen him around in the chat, cheering on his teammates. Kirby went for that long run. Kopech on the roll, throw. Knight with a nice reception. And that'll most likely be the last play and a half as Michael Knight.
Yep.
Feeling pretty happy about that one, catching the post backside.
Just couldn't break free. That was the one they needed to score on.
We've reached the end of the first half of play, and it's 21-17. DC in front, Rick, but for a while, Charleston was very much in control of this contest.
They were early, yeah, and then DC came back. We got an exciting game going on here, Colin.
What is it with us and exciting?
I don't know. We've been lucking out so far this season. We've called a lot of great games, and this one is threatening to be another one. Here's some halftime highlights.
Spelling, the leading wide receiver for Charleston at the half. Synergy. He was very efficient. He also had 3 carries, but remember, he fumbled the ball.
Right.
Deep into Charleston territory when it looked like they were going to score.
He's got 2 fumbles, 1 lost, 1 retained.
And Synergy, the player to half. No surprise there. 3 touchdown passes, so 15 yards on the ground.
3 touchdown passes, 2 fumbles, and 1 sack. All right, let's go. Rick Meter at neutral. 2 quarters to rule the world. DC is pulled out in front, and they're going to get the ball again, Colin. The Predator defense is going to have to be sharp.
Yeah. Notice you said sharp instead of sharp. Sharp.
Yeah. Thanks for pointing out my sly jokes.
As the ball is down, comes out to the 20-yard line. Jacob Clear and Jacoby Dew are statisticians. Clear, of course, the head coach for these Predators. You saw him there on the sidelines earlier, cheering on his team. And Dew, the cornerback.
We got a tailback in this formation to start, Colin.
We got the...
Oh, here's the decoy.
Jay Hayden, who was lined up in the slot. Remember, they have 3 tight ends in their roster, and Jay Hayden's like, hey, I'm still on the team, remember me?
Tight ends, yeah. You know, that was the play they ran on the goal line where they sent the tailback into a pattern and threw to him. And I think that's what Charleston was expecting, and they threw away from
They
that.
went to the out.
Yeah.
And, one-handed catch by Bercoco.
4 circus catches by DC.
And Jay Hayden only had 2 grabs for 22 yards coming in, so it was very unlikely that he would be targeted in that particular situation.
Nice
As for Coco, she's just being unguardable, Rick. It's unbelievable what she's able to do at her.
Yeah, she's doing all right.
So,
Yeah, she's doing all right. What is her size?
Synergy back to throw again. Slings it down the middle. Pass tipped and incomplete. At Ryan on the deflection. For Coco, she's 6'7", 260 pounds. Boy,
Well, she got good size. I thought you meant she was small. She's not small. Good size for a receiver.
She's tall.
Tall drink of water.
But she plays like she's smaller.
More like a slot receiver, eh?
As Weston motions into the backfield, he's going to run a pattern out of there, but he got caught up in the watch. Doesn't matter. Kirby on the post hauls it in, first down.
Boy, Kirby with that kickoff return, and then the big reception for the touchdown there right at the end of the first half, Colin. Coming on strong right here.
Throw down the middle, and once again, these safeties for the Predators have to make another tackle. That time it was Grant Hardaway.
Well, I got 4 catches for 91 yards.
Almost 23 yards per catch. That's pretty astounding.
Well, of course, stretched by that, 50-some yarder right there at the end of the second quarter.
That's true. It's still impressive.
Yes. No less impressive.
Kirby in motion to the bottom of the screen. Empty again. This has worked so effectively. So that synergy in the chaos will find Connor Weston for 9 yards. It'll be 2nd and 1.
And the Charleston D just is not able to get home on their rush, and the receivers for DC Cullen are starting to impose their will on the secondary.
Indeed, they are. There's going to be a quarterback sneak, and this time synergy.
Doesn't fumble.
He got what he needed, and then he slid down well before anybody could hit him.
And a backhanded compliment. Nice job not fumbling on that one.
As we get another empty set. They have James Walters lined up as the inline tight end. He runs a drag, but they got post touchdown. Dragons, Mason Kirby again.
Well, the DC Dragons score on possession, their last possession of the first half and their first possession of the second half. And Charleston's in trouble, and the Rick Leader staff is recognizing it. They're going advantage DC here. 7:23 mark of the third quarter. Remember, advantage, probable, and book it. So they're in the first. They're in the first slot of being able to win this game. And there's the extra point up and good. You see full yardage here. It was well in favor of the Predators early, but that has flipped completely. 312 to 239. And let's see what Predator offense has to say about this, Colin. They're going. Of course, you need to score on every possession, right? But
Yeah.
they've got to try and keep pace here. They can't screw in.
As the return goes up to the 29. And the Dragons, they're sitting in the catbird seat right now. And the Predators, they looking to get a road win here. I know it's very difficult to win on the road in the SFL. And if you can do it on a rather consistent basis, you will be a very well-established contender. The Predators, of course, lost their only road contest to the Florida Storm 13-10 in overtime.
And they're at risk of losing this road contest too. Colin, there's a toss outside, but well defended. They tried to string the DC defenders out, and they stuck right with them.
And it'll be 2nd and 10. They try to get Montana going on the edge.
And they're behind the sticks, and that's happened maybe more often than not in the last couple of possessions for Charleston. Colin, they got to get on schedule.
Kopech will go underneath to the tight end. That's Xavier Solomon. He picks up 7 on 2nd down to set up a 3rd and 3.
Wow, they gave him forward progress plus a yard. Doesn't seem right to me.
See the numbers for Kopech. He's up to 172. This is the guy who sat behind John Lakeman, who's now playing in Houston. Kopech sat behind Lakeman for
Look at this.
years.
DC's got 10 guys within 3 yards of the line of scrimmage.
They run a blitz, and it's going to be intercepted on the play. Jacoby he did not record a single stat in the first half, but he leaped up, and like a Venus flytrap, he snatched that ball out of the sky.
He did indeed. Wow. He was kind of hiding behind the decoy tight end there.
He was hiding behind Spelling. I think the pass was intended for Mr. Sandcastle, but unfortunately, Mr. Kopech.
Kopech didn't see him there.
There was Mr. Dude right there.
Well, excellent starting field position for your DC Dragons, Colin.
And again, they'll start with one guy in the backfield. They're going to throw. And Percoco has it for a first down to pick up about 11.
Tough catch, took some punishment at the end.
Again, they went empty. Rick motioned somebody back there, had Percoco out wide, almost as a wide receiver.
Yep.
You see this with a lot of tight ends in the NFL now. Guys are not your just traditional inline guy. They'll line them up all over the place. In the slot, in the slot, in the backfield, or out wide like we saw there.
I think teams are looking for athletes at that tight end spot. And look out!
That's why you don't go empty too often. It's because if you blitz more one guy than they can block, trouble ends up in Tika Clay.
Let's get a look at the line. I wanted to see the set to start with. Nobody touched them. They just overloaded there, and nobody in the line or the QB recognized what was about to happen.
That's a loss of 6 on the sack. It's 2nd and 16, so long you can't even see the first down marker on your screen.
Loss of 6.
You see Jay Hayden in motion. He goes from a 2-point stance to an upright stance in the slot. Here's Synergy over the middle, complete to James Walters.
Yeah, they disguised the blitz there, did Charleston, and it worked. I think that forced Synergy to throw to his check down, looking for something a little longer developing downfield.
As we have a 3rd and 11. They're well within inside Ron Van Cleef's field goal range, should they not get any more yards. Or the first down. Synergy on the sprint out. Throws backside. They don't have to worry about the field goal because guess what? They got the first down with Connor Weston.
Forget about the field goal try for the moment. Looking like a PAT may be on offer here.
Synergy up to 324 passing. 21 of 25. He has 4 touchdowns on the evening. Almost 13 yards per attempt. Rick, just just an outstanding efficient day for him. He's back again. Has a clean pocket. Throws to the end. Oh, Lord, for Coco. Why not? She gets a touchdown.
For Coco patrolling the end line there, Colin, and he picked that one off. And you bet, celebrate. As DC's starting to roll. And with that score, the Rick meter's going to probable DC, Colin. Probable DC. So that means for the Predators to realistically have a shot, they've got to outplay DC quite a bit. And
starting now.
Yeah, starting now. And it's not looking like it won't happen. Maybe the Predators are going to need a defensive play or a special teams play to help them in the scoring department.
And you see the reactions of the people on the bench. They put up a good effort, but ever since the second quarter, Rick Nordrup, the DC Dragons have just been rolling downhill, and I mean rolling.
You mean rolling? They're doing well. Exactly.
Kick is away. This will be returned on the end zone by Clinch. Making a move. He's tackled out by 2 and Highfield. And for the first time this evening, let's go to Cameron Irvine for a game break. Cameron.
Thank you, Colin. A battle of 3-1 teams in Texas. And how about DR Sim on the punt return, putting it away for the Houston Headhunters. They just got their last first down, so they can take knees. It's the Houston Headhunters staying hot, 4-1. They beat Arizona 23-10. Back to you.
Well, congratulations, Houston.
Wow, that is a big win, and will certainly dig up things in the SFL's Western Division as Brad Taylor Wright stopped for a loss of 1 in the backfield. Rick Nordrup.
Back here in DC, the home team has a 18-point lead at the 3:50 mark here in the third quarter. The Rick meters got them at probable, and Charleston's having trouble scoring since early in the second.
Back to throw. Throw back. Oh, he almost completed that one into double coverage. But there's your guy, Rick. Billy Beers making the hit.
Big Billy Beers.
It'll be 3rd and 11. And for the Charleston Predators, they were so efficient when it came to third down, particularly in the first quarter of play. But so far, Rick, they've yet to convert.
He's wandering.
After starting 6 for 10. Oh, incomplete. Nick Price, what a time to catch your first ball.
Exactly.
And as he goes way down the field.
Yeah, just what the doctor ordered right there, Colin.
And Coach Clear is happy about that one as his offense converts this 3rd and long. This will be 1st and 10. We are under 3 to go in the third quarter.
We're going to man in motion with the 2-back set, Colin.
With spelling motions across. Corner follows with, and that's an indicator to Copa. Who breaks out of a sack. Now gets stuck behind the lineman and still gets snacked. Well, albeit in the line of scrimmage by that man, number 52, Nick Fargo.
The DC defensive line and linebacking core just overwhelmed the protection there as Kopech's swimming for his life there in the pocket, trying to find some space to throw and an open receiver. Nothing working on that play.
We have a 2nd and 10, 280 total yards now for the Predators. Now 35-17, but they're looking to cut. Kopech throws against the heavy blitz again. Catch made, but hold everything. We have a flag. Going to be defensive pass interference on the Dragons, and they will decline the penalty. The penalty was on Fargo, but the yardage gained negates where the penalty occurred, so they will refuse it.
Well, and maybe the Charleston offense heard some of my derogatory comments about their performance, Colin. They get themselves on the doorstep of the red zone. Una Rosa.
Kopech drops back to throw. What ended Daryl Bullock. He grabbed it on the air with one hand.
5 circus catches for DC.
And they say defensive backs cannot catch the football. And Daryl Bullock says, I make an effort. What's this? Whoop, whoop.
Yeah. Well, you know, it was a hard catch to make. It's the ones that hit him right in the letters that they can't make, that they can't complete. Wow.
Oh my goodness, I cannot believe it.
Crushing for Charleston, Colin. They were looking to maybe narrow the 18-point gap. Instead, they give the ball away to an offense that's really been performing at a high level last quarter and a half.
Well, over the middle, complete. I think that's the Walters. They're going to. And then the McGinn 6. Yes, number 87 did catch that ball. You're watching the Simulation Football League action here on the Virtual Football Network. This week on VFN, SFL action is on week 6 tonight. And tomorrow, the UFL final 2 weeks of the regular season continues both Monday and Thursday. No network gives you more football. The SFL lives on VFN. And Rick Northup right now, Mason Kirby, while he's living in this Charleston defensive backfield.
He is, and there's another first down for the Dragons, Colin.
As we approach under a minute to go in the third, James Walters has his second catch of the game.
This would be a good point in time for the Predator defense, Colin, to get a turnover.
Kennedy will throw bottom side, catch made! Oh, gets to it for Coco. She's tackled at about the 25-yard line, but not before she has way more than what she needs for first down.
For Coco, just one of many outstanding receivers tonight, Colin, for the Dragons.
We'll get some opponents here. Get your opponents here. For these teams coming up as we approach the end of the quarter. West in the man in motion. Now East sets up in the tailback spot. Back to throw. Over the middle. One-handed
six circus catches, Colin.
It's Kirby this time.
It's like a clinic here of how to snare the pigskin with one hand. Hosted by your DC Dragons.
388 yards for Synergy now. We approach the end of the third quarter. 35-17 DC Dragons in front, but they are not done pillaging. They want more points.
They do. They do. And you know what? The Rick Meter's going book it, DC. The Rick Meter not impressed with Charleston and their inability to respond. And Rick Meter's calling this one for the Dragons here at the start of the fourth quarter.
And we'll see Kirby motion into the backfield again. Synergy back to throw against the blitz. Look out! And down he goes. Number 54.
Was that the same player that had that free run sack on the previous possession?
No, this is John Lawley, the defensive tackle. He just looped around, or I think he was lined up in an end spot, and nobody picked him up.
Yeah, similar breakdown to the previous sack.
Five, Synergy over the middle, and it's just a bit. Oh, Tinka Clay, who the man who had the previous sack, forced it away. It'll be 3rd and 15. Pull yards close-ish, but it's easy to see why the Dragons have been in front as they will operate. Trips to the top of the screen, one to the bottom. And they will roll toward the trip side. They will throw toward the trip side, and Connor Weston steps out of bounds.
You know, that's the first sideline concept I think we've seen out of either team, Colin, and it comes to the start of the fourth quarter. I knew I was enjoying this game more than usual.
What? By that hates the sideline plays, for those of you who don't know.
Unfamiliar with my shtick.
And Ron Van Cleef boots through 3 points as the Dragons extend their lead out to 38-17. I promised we would talk about future schedules at some point, and now seems like a good time as ever. The Dragons will have their Beltway clash with the Baltimore Vultures at home next week, and the Charleston Predators will travel to Oklahoma's Dusty Plains to take on the Renegades. Both teams will have a bye in week 8 before Charleston resumes their homestand with a divisional game against Lexington on September 7th. And DC will play the Sin City Samurai here at the Coliseum on that same day. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 20. Iman Kopech under center, has 2 tight ends to the same side. He's back to throw, dumps it off to Yale Montana. Montana has blocks, and he gets knocked out of bounds to pick up about 12.
That's a nice play. They're going to need a bunch of those, Colin, to get back in this game.
And you know, for the Dragons, coming in, their biggest margin of victory was 6 points, and that's a mark they achieved twice in both weeks 2 and 4.
Well, they're up by 21 now. They're hoping that it won't turn into a 6-point game. The defense is on the field to prevent just that.
Kopech scrambling, throws, and ooh, it's just a bit too in front of Xavier Solomon. He was open there, Rick.
He was. He was. Just can't make the connection.
It'll be 2nd and 10. Single back is Montana. 2 receivers to the top of your picture. Iman Kopech back to throw, swinging it out to Montana. And he will be stopped after a gain of only 2. Now, we'll see what this next sequence of plays is here, Rick. They were 0 for the last 2 on 3rd down. After going 6 for 10 in that first quarter.
That's right. It's probably 4-down territory at this point, although they don't want to admit it.
Kopech on the roll, throws Knight, first down on the reception.
Don't need it. Let's get a first down.
Michael Knight continues to rack up the nice yardage there. The Knight Rider is now up over 100 yards on 7 grabs. He's at 106. The only guy without at least 1 catch to his name is Leon Sandcastle. He's been targeted 1 time.
Who was the guy you said they hadn't thrown to at all?
That was Nick Twice, and he's been targeted twice, caught it once for 35 yards, just tailed right up the middle for 3.
Gets himself on the board. I see. They showed him, right? All right, we'll throw you the ball. But yeah. Predators got to figure out a way to score 3 times here without allowing another score by DC, Colin.
Patrick Rutleg, nice carry here for this young man. He's churning the legs as we're under 7 to go, and we're still not giving up on the run game, Rick.
No, and I think, you got to keep them honest. DC knows they need the big chunk yardage that you can get from a pass play. But you got to keep them guessing at least a little bit, Colin. In my opinion, in this humble reporter's opinion.
Kopech back to throw.
There you go.
Post pattern tonight, and that's good enough for a first down. He's been a big target tonight.
He's been their best weapon, right?
Yeah, and he's big too. Like I said, he's 6'4" earlier, has good size, can match up well with whoever happens to be guarding him.
Yep, recognizes the zone and who's responsible for what areas, and manages to get himself open and is rewarded with the ball.
As we're now approaching 6.5 to go. Kopech back to throw again. That's good protection. Finds Doug Spelling this time. Spinning and twisting.
I like that play a lot, Colin. It was on time and on task, right? The protection was holding up. It wasn't going to hold up forever, and he got his receiver loose and delivered the ball. I like that.
And the
play.
receiver got past the sticks. How many times
Oh, my
across
gosh,
this league
I know.
have we seen receivers make great catches, but they run routes short of the sticks?
Field not having good field awareness. Don't run the routes properly.
Throw over the middle, it's dropped. They were trying to go underneath, but Jacoby Dew said, no, sir.
That actually probably was a good idea because he was going to get tackled at short, and the clock was going to keep rolling and get a better pass play here during the stoppage and without the clock moving.
Oakland now lines up at a fullback position, number 40. One of the team's 3 tailbacks. We've seen him carry the ball, but he's perched in front of Yale Montana.
Look out.
Kopech goes
There it
down.
is.
Sack time. Nick Fargo in the linebacker blitz. He's been red dogging this DC or Charleston team all night long, and he got it in there again.
You could see that coming, Colin. Let's see, get another look at it. Yeah, he steps over a couple of dead bodies on his way to the QB. It's like the Terminator.
Loss of 5. This guy's been in the league 17 seasons.
Knows what he's doing, doesn't he?
Yeah. You can't fool that guy.
It's like,
that's
oh my
for
God,
sure.
I could see that coming, and
Kopech. Oh, he
Ooh.
threw it too far for Xavier Solomon. If he had just put it on him, Rick, Solomon might have been in the end zone.
I think
before
so.
too long.
Certainly at least a first down.
Yeah, at the very least. Instead, Cameron Duty will be on for a 36-yard attempt.
Is this waving the white flag without saying you're waving the white flag? I'm not sure. Here we go.
And they pressed 20 points with that field goal, as they kept the 12-play drive with a field goal and not a touchdown.
So they cut the 21-point deficit down to 18.
And Duty, you booted away. There's still a little over 5.5. So no sense in risking the failure of an onside kick, even getting a more premium field position.
I don't know what the percentages are on onside kicks in the SFL off the top of my head, but my impression here, Colin, is that Charleston hasn't played with the desperation and the freewheeling abandon that they have needed to here in the fourth quarter, and it's costing.
If I told you Kevin Sayer was only going to get 1 carry for 5 yards, I'll make that 2.
I say no way.
And they would be up by this much. I probably would have laughed in your face if you told me that before the game.
That's a lie. It's not a lie. It's a fact.
They got stopped for a loss of 1.
That's the fact, Jack.
Back to throw, synergy over the middle, drag route, catch made by James Walters is 3rd of the ball game to set up a 3rd and 7.
DC studiously avoiding the sidelines and trying to not allow the clock to stop or have the clock stop. There's some safe routes, some safe passing concepts.
And it's going to be 3rd and 7 from the shotgun. Second time we've seen this formation. It's been a lot of empty, but not a lot of gun. There's going to be a run to Chuck Steller, who's lined up in the tailback spot, and he gets shoved down after about a 4-yard gain.
They'll be able to take this clock down under 4 minutes and wish the Predators good luck once again.
Is Van Cleef back there to punt. He gets it away in the air. Good hang time, will be fielded by Nick Twice, crosses the 30, and it'll be knocked down at the 32. Want to remind you that we got a 4-pack of games tomorrow, getting started with Albuquerque at Baltimore at 6:30, plus Mexico City, Bossier City, Fort Worth, Washington, and Oklahoma City, Pittsburgh. The SFL lives on the Virtual Football Network. Should be a lot of fun, Rick.
Indeed. Always great slate of games, and looking forward to that. Catch everybody up. The Rick meter went book it in favor of DC at the start of the fourth quarter. Charleston has their work cut out for them. Here, down by 18.
Montana gets out of bounds after 4-yard gain.
With 3:44 to go, yes.
It'll be 2nd and 6. That's his 5th grab on the evening.
DC defenders playing off. Oh, here they come creeping up. They've been known to put 10 guys in the box at various points in this game.
Go back against the blitz. Oh, where was that pass going? Montana went inside, but the throw was well behind.
Yeah, or did he get interfered with? Did he get hit as he was throwing? I don't know. We're not going to get another look at it. Boys in the truck, thank you very much. Not.
We're going to have a 3rd and 6. Man in motion job is doing spelling.
Is it linebackers just a spy? No, they send him.
And they're going to screen it out. Good call, and it works as Montana able to muscle his way with the help of some blockers. And here comes the hurry up as we go under 3.5. We're going to play action this one. Down the middle, Doug Spelling on the reception. It's good enough for first down, just short of the 40.
Remember, you were questioning why they were running. They did that to set up plays like that here at the crunch time. The play action is effective. Turns out to be effective on that prior play.
They ran the screen again. They only got a yard out of it. Now they'll run play action again. They select the same receiver, but disastrous results as it's picked off for a 3rd time today. Chris Brent III grabs that pass, and Kopech, you can tell he was a little frustrated with that one.
Well, and the deep end of the pool just got a little deeper for Charleston, Colin, as TC will be able to take this down to the 2-minute warning. And then there'll be a parade of timeouts. Charleston should or could get the ball back one more time. Of course, they need 3 scores.
2:58 left. And they still line up an empty. Then that pass was tipped real dangerous. Khalil Thomas.
Kind of gritty there to throw when you're really just trying to get the clock down to the 2-minute warning. Maybe they figure they can do it anyway.
Still mash and go on the gas pedal. $2:55 to go. They're still lining up in the empty. They're just trying to pour more coals on the fire, I guess. Synergy back to throw. Now he take off and run. This time he makes sure the ball is secured before a guy comes flying in over the top.
No fumble on that one.
And he picked up 7 on the scramble to set up a 3rd and 3.
Well, now they'll be able to get that clock down to the 2-minute warning here, even if they don't pick up the first down here.
They motion Weston back. They're draining as much as they can off the clock. They're going to run the bootleg. Remember, he fumbled last time, but this time he manages to secure the ball as he's going down to the ground. And that'll make things all that more difficult.
Exactly. The bench there for Charleston knows the difficult position they're in. And we've reached a 2-minute warning, Colin, here on the Virtual Football Network in DC. Predators leading, Dragons leading the Predators.
Yeah, you'll get a mark in your file for that, I'm sure.
I'm sure.
It's not from me, from
you. Aren't you my supervisor?
Synergy throws. One-handed grab.
Seven circus catches.
And timeout called. As the first timeout is burned, and Cameron Irvine pointed it out to us here in this chat. The streak of dramatic finishes appears to be over.
It appears to be over, yes. We've been rooting for a dramatic finish here, but DC's just too much for Charleston tonight, Colin. Been impressed with DC's game. They were ready.
Synergy down to Burkoko, and they call timeout number 2. Who needs a run game when you have a pass game that can be so efficient? The quarterback can go 35 of 29 for 413 and 5 touchdowns, no picks, and your tight end can.
Did you say 29 completions and 35 attempts? Is that what we're looking at?
Yeah.
Jeez. There's a lot of throwing going on.
And the pass goes down to Weston, down to the 2.
Oh, no.
They're about the 3, I think, is what I'll mark it.
Friends and family of the Charleston Predators may want to look away during these last few ticks of this one, Colin. We've got a 1st and goal for DC.
And they're just going to go to victory formation. Weston crosses the 150 mark. So they're just going to down the ball now, and Synergy. I know he's going to be a popular pick for play of the game, but I have to give some love to
who?
I have to give some love to Lauren Percoco.
Percoco.
Yeah, she was just a monster.
Yeah, I like Percoco for a player of the game. You have several. QBs get all of the all the accolades, but she's working her tail off in this game, and it shows.
Another knee taken by Synergy. It'll be 3rd and goal, and the Predators will drop to 2 and 3, and the Dragons will remain undefeated and therefore top of the SFL's North Division, sitting pretty at a mark of 4-0, with the Detroit Maulers hot on their heels, having won 3 in a row after losing their opening week 1 game, which we called, by the way.
Yeah. The nerve.
The end of that
crazy game, yeah. Which, if you want to go back and watch that one, you can hear Colin shouting for like a minute straight.
And I still don't know how I did not lose my voice.
Yeah, this one's going to go in the books, Colin. And again, I agree with you, Percoco. Probably should be the player of the game. I don't know what the pick will be. But great contest if you're a fan of the DC Dragons. Charleston going to falls now to 2 and 3, right?
Yeah, they fall to 2 and 3, but they have a game coming up against the Lexington Miners relatively soon. And, I want to thank again our statisticians, Jacob Clear and Jacoby Dew.
Thank Cameron Irvine in the home office.
First downs were even at 23. I would not have guessed that.
Oh, yeah.
Time of possession even.
Totally agree. Don't forget to step down there, Cameron Irvine. Thank you for managing the game and twisting the dials and setting the knobs. Back to SFL headquarters.
474 total yards, 438 through the air.
So that's the final here from DC, Colin.
38-20. The DC Dragons, second quarter, where they scored 21 points.
Yep, story of the game right there, and then they never looked back.
They shut them out in the third quarter. DC did Charleston. For those of us here at the Virtual Football Network, on behalf of the Simulation Football League, I'm Colin Northrup, Rick Northrup. Thank you to Jacob Clear and Jacoby Dew, on stats, Cameron Irvine, producer extraordinaire, DC wins 38-20. Thank you all and good night.